Hello guys, welcome to our channel GK Vidya. Today's topic is Chapter 11 New Empires and Kingdom of your Class 6th NCERT History, textbook name Our Past. So let's begin. Samudragupta was the famous ruler of the Gupta dynasty. Harisena was the poet during his rule. His inscriptions are there in the Ashokan pillar at Allahabad. This inscription is of special kind known as Parashti, Sanskrit word meaning in praise of. The meaning of Prashasti is in praise of. Harisena in his Prashasti describes the four kinds of rulers and Samudragupta's policy towards them. The rulers of Aryavarta area shaded in green, 9 rulers were uprooted and made a part of Samudragupta. The rulers of Dakshinapatha, there are 12 rulers. Some of those capitals are marked with red dots. You can see here there are some red dots in the map. So you can see the Dakshinapatha rulers capitals were marked here, and the green area you see here near the Patliputra and Nalanda, this area was occupied by the rulers of Aryavarta. Surrendered to Samudragupta and he allowed them to rule again. So these area where the red dots are where the cities conquered by Guptas. Inner circle of neighboring states including Assam, coastal Bengal, Nepal and a number of the Gana Sanghas in the northwest, they brought tribute and followed his order. The rulers of the outlying areas marked in blue on the map, perhaps the descendants of the Kushanas and Shakas, and the rulers of Sri Lanka submitted to him and offered daughters in marriage. So the areas marked in blue were the outer states, and most of these rulers were the Kushanas and the Shakas, and the ruler of Sri Lanka asked Samudragupta to marry his daughter. Samudragupta's mother Kumara Devi belonged to Lichavi Gana. His father Chandragupta was the first ruler of the Gupta dynasty. Chandragupta was the first to adopt the grand title of Maharaj Adhiraj, and Samudragupta also adopted this title of his father Maharaj Adhiraj. Samudragupta's son was Chandragupta, and Samudragupta's court was having Kalidasa and Aryabhatta. So first we would see this sequence. So first was Chandragupta, I am marking it as CG, then Samudragupta, then Chandragupta Chandragupta II. So first Chandragupta, the founder, then his son Samudragupta, then Samudragupta's son Chandragupta II. And don't be confused that there was a Chandragupta in the Mauryan dynasty too, but his name was Chandragupta Maurya. We learned about the Guptas from their inscriptions and their coins. Means we know most about the Guptas by their inscriptions and their coins. Harshavardhana ruled nearly 1400 years ago, and his poet was Banabhatta, who wrote his biography Harshacharita in Sanskrit. Zhuangzang spent his time at Harsha court, and Zhuangzang came to India when Harshavardhana was ruling India. Harsha became the king of Thanesar. He was successful in the east and conquered both Magda and Bengal, and he was not successful elsewhere. He tried to cross the Narmada to march into the Deccan, where he stopped by a ruler belonging to the Chalukyas. His name was Pulkeshin II. So the ruler who stopped Harshavardhana to enter the Deccan was Pulkeshin II of the Chanukah Dynasty. The Pallavas, Chalukyas and Pulkeshins. Pallava's kingdom spread from their capital Kanchipuram to the Kaveri Delta. So from their capital Kanchipuram to the Kaveri Delta was the area of Pallavas. Then Chalukyas. centered around the Raichur Dweep between the river Krishna and Tungabhadra. So they centered a Raichur Dweep between the river Krishna and the river Tungabhadra. Aithol, the capital of Chanukah, was an important trading center. Pallavas and Chalukyas frequently raided each other. Best known Chalukya rulers was Pulkeshin II. He was known by his prashasti of his poet Ravi Kirti. So who wrote the prashasti of Pulkeshin II is Ravi Kirti. Chalukyas and the Pallavas gave way to Rashtrakutas and Chola dynasties. The administration. Land revenue was most important for these rulers, and the village was the basic administration unit and the so most of the rulers took the taxes and the land revenues from the villages. Important administrative posts were hereditary, means there is a minister who collects taxes. So the king would appoint the member who is means if I am the ruler, then if I am collecting the taxes, then my son would collect the next taxes after me, because most of the important administrative posts were hereditary. One person held many offices. Harisena was Kumar Amitya, important minister, as well as the Sandhi Vigraha, Ministry of War and Peace. So Harisena was an important minister, and he was also the Minister of War and Peace. Means here we can see that Harisena took in charge of two departments. Important men had a say in local administration. This included Nagara Shetri, the leader of the merchants caravan, Prathama Kulika, chief of the craftsperson. So we have to remember that Nagara Shrestri, the leaders of merchant, and the Prathama Kulika, the chief of craftsmen. Military, who provided troops to them whenever they needed, also collected revenues from the land. They were called samantas. King did not pay the samantas. They collected the taxes from their area and took some for them. And the samantas also provided the king military whenever they needed. Inscriptions of Pallavas mention a number of local assemblies called Sabha, which is an assembly of Brahmin land owners. So the Brahmin land owners were the local assemblies of Brahmin land owners was called Sabha. The Ur was a village assembly found in areas where the land owners were not Brahmins. So the Ur was a village assembly where the Brahmins are not the landowners. Nagaram was an organization of merchants. Nagaram, and Kalidasa is known for his plays depicting life in King's Court. His famous play Abhijnana Shakuntalam is the story of love between the king Dushyanta and Shakuntala. Here some descriptions of the plight of poor fisherman is there. So Kalidasa was known for his plays which he made in the king's court, and about 1400 years ago Prophet Muhammad introduced a new religion called Islam in Arabia. Within 100 years, Islam spread to North Africa, Spain, Iran and India. So thanks for watching our video. For more videos, subscribe our channel GK Vidya and don't forget to like, share and comment.